and welcome to the Gems of Safety podcast, the Gems of Public Safety podcast. It is your host, Jason Lacayo, and I had to pull in the big dogs for this episode. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for this one because these guys are like the best of friends. I met them in the academy when I was up there teaching a class, and instantly we became like besties out of nowhere. So I had to ask them to come on the podcast. And the reason why I wanted them to come on the podcast is they're fresh out the academy and they're on the road. And I know that we're on a big recruiting campaign right now. And I wanted to kind of shed light on the process and what it takes. And once you get into the academy, how that's like. So I asked my three friends to come on. So I'm going to introduce the woman to the left of me because I worked with her mother. That goes to show you how much time I have on the job. Tiffany Rivera, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you did before you were a police officer?
My mom actually worked with Jason, so that's kind of how I know of you and familiar of you. So yeah, my mom, before this, I did a lot of finance admin work.
Okay.
So for a lot of construction companies and things like that. And I was in the Explorer program in White Plains when I was in high school.
That is so awesome. And now look at you.
Yeah. So that helped motivate my decision on wanting to be a White Plains police officer.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. And to the left of her is my friend, Veronica. So Veronica, tell us a little bit about like you and what prompted you to become a police officer and just like the origins of Veronica Lew.
Well, I was a college student and I worked at a grocery store.
Talk a little closer to the mic. I don't want to make sure because you got a low voice.
During college, I took a course, was interested in it, and then kind of further along, did a criminal justice degree, and then took the test, and now I'm here.
Love it. Love it. Short and sweet, right to the point. And to the right of me, Mighty Mouse, Lisa Petrellese. So I know that you were a EMT, correct?
Yes.
All right. So what made you want to become an EMT? That's some pretty, gory work.
When I knew I wanted to become a cop, I decided to start volunteering at a fire department.
Okay.
Because I know we all work hand in hand with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started taking all the exams, and I knew certain departments want you to have your EMT cert.
Yeah.
And it was also kind of like good to have and good to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to get my cert. I worked with a company in Mount Kisco for about 4 years. Worked hand in hand with a lot of cops, a lot of fire departments, and it was kind of good experience and helped me learn more with the police department.
Okay. Yeah. Well, short and sweet. Another one, right? So I wanted to shed light on like the process on becoming a police officer. The way they did it 19 years ago now that I've been in White Plains is a little bit different than how they do it now. Some similarities, but it's just a little bit differently because now there's like social media, and like social media wasn't a thing when I got on the job. So they didn't ask for my social media or anything like that. So just explain a little bit of the process, right? So we're going to start from, all right, you got a call. Are you interested in taking the job? And then you fill in the rest. So who called you and said, hey, you passed the exam. Are you interested in taking the job?
So actually, no one even called to tell you passed. You get a letter in the mail saying that you passed. And then a few weeks later, you get another letter stating the date for your physical
exam.
Yep.
Okay. So did you crush that or what?
Yeah.
Did you take that at the German school?
Yep.
Okay, so German school.
Hot. It was hot.
So the German school is a little tricky, right? Because it's an elementary school track. So it's instead of doing 6 laps around a quarter-mile track, it's like 11 laps around that track.
Yeah.
So were you prepped? Did you do any physical training prior to? Did you hire personal training? Just walk us through that part.
So I definitely trained beforehand. I started running more, practicing sit-ups and push-ups at home. I will say I was not prepared for the about 11 laps because I would just train on a normal track. Which was about 6. So when I got there and they were like, okay, you're going to do 11 laps, I was a little like, oh, wow, that's a lot of laps.
Let me ask you a question. When you took your physical exam, right, was anybody at this table here?
I think we actually saw each other in passing. Like,
okay.
We all had different time slots for it.
Okay. All right, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I did some training. I'll tell you, nothing prepares you when it's during the summer and it's very hot.
Very hot. Yeah.
So you do your agility, you wait, gotta have patience for this. I'll say that much. You get a phone call. They ask if you're interested and when you're able to do an interview. You go in for your interview. You answer their questions. Ask them questions if you have any.
I'm gonna pause you right there. Okay, right. So we're gonna go to Tiff. Right. So what did you do to prep for the physical exam? Was there any like holes you had in your game? Like, were you not so good at push-ups? Were you not so good at sit-ups? Running?
Well, I wasn't like big on running. I actually hated it.
Okay.
But you're able to look up the Cooper online and see what exactly they want for your age.
Okay.
So basically, as soon as I took the exam, know that I passed the written, I just started push-ups, sit-ups, running, push-ups, sit-ups, running. So I felt like that kind of helped me get ready for the actual thing.
Okay. So you didn't have like, outside of the running, you walked in there and you were like, I got the push-ups, I got the sit-ups. No issues with either of the two.
No, like I could do a couple push-ups, I could do a couple sit-ups, but not the exact number. So that's why I was like, you know what, let me just give myself a mini Cooper every day or every other day and just continue to build that strength and continue to get that endurance just so that I can actually do it when the day comes.
All right. Veronica, same question for you. Was it more of like you didn't like the running, or like maybe running was your strong suit? Tell us a little bit about that.
Running is not my strong suit, as I do have asthma, so it's very difficult. But I did push myself. I always go to the White Plains High School, trained, did not train for 11 laps. When I did the running at the German school, I was very like...
So you know there's a reason why they take you there, right, and make you run 11 laps? Yeah. Because most people will, if I tell you have a test and it's 6 laps, right, you're going to do exactly that, maybe a little bit more. You're not going to go above and beyond, right? So it's the same distance, smaller track, right? So it's a mind game, right? So it kind of makes you want to mentally give up. So that's why they take you to the German school to make you run it, right? Because they're trying to mentally drill you. So the mind games start very early when it comes to this job, right? So now let's bring it back to Lisa, right? Did you have to go for 1 interview or 2? Because I had to go for 2.
I went for 1.
You went for 1. I want the feels that you got when you walked into that interview. Because I do remember seeing you in a suit upstairs. So I definitely saw you when you came for your interview.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about the interview. How did you feel? And then we're going to roll it over to Tiff.
I want to say definitely very anxious in the beginning.
Sweaty palms or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cotton mouth. My mouth was dry. Doesn't matter how much water I drank. It was definitely very scary in the beginning. I will say I felt timid because you're around a table of quite a few officers, whether they're sergeants, lieutenants, and so on.
Yeah. The brass is a little intimidating. I will say that.
Just a little bit. So in the beginning, they ask you like something simple as like, "Tell me about yourself."
I was going to ask you anything.
I'll tell you, like, I kind of was like, I don't know.
Most people freeze. Yeah. Most people freeze.
I finally got some words out, and then it started to flow there. They asked a few more questions. I was able to answer. I got more comfortable. My interview didn't last too long. I know it depends on each person. I guess if they answer the question right or...
Yeah, some people open up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to swing it over to Tiff. How was your interview? Do you remember anything significant from your interview?
So I had 2.
See, I had 2 as well.
So I first interviewed, this is before the winter class started. So I assumed that maybe if the interview went well, I would be in the winter class. I couldn't speak. My heart was in my stomach. And then I guess the fact that there's 5 people in front of 5 or 6, I didn't know who to look at. And I feel like that messed me up.
Oh, so you're all like frazzled. You were sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you didn't know what to do. Okay.
I felt like I made eye contact with one person. I'm looking at them, I'm talking to them, but then I'm like, oh my God, there's other people. So I'm like,
Oh, so you're okay. I get it.
Talked about something, I moved on to somebody else, but I just feel like I didn't really show my personality. I was very like short and to the point, so I didn't really give them anything to work with. The first interview. The second interview, I was a blabbermouth. So
yeah, because I think I feel like a lot of those interviews are just a character assessment. They just want to know what kind of person you are, right? Obviously, if you're in the room, you're in the running. Right, but they just I think they want to get a little bit more of a bearing as to who you are. So Veronica, you're very quiet, right? So I know like that probably was a little intimidating being in a room with 5 or 6 people and them asking you questions. Is there anything that kind of like stands out during the interview process? there has to be like I know I have like a clear memory of like my interview here, and it was they asked me because I was prior service, right? So I was NYPD, and so I'm telling them like all the things I want to do here, and they were like, dude, this ain't New York City. I'm telling you that right now. Like you might want to adjust your trajectory because it's not going to happen the way I think you're talking about it. Because I was ranting and raving about ESU, and ESU in the city back then was like, and it still is to this day, but it was like the thing, and they were like, well, our ESU isn't really like those guys. Back then those guys were getting a shield in like 18 months being on the truck. So they were just like, hey man, get your brakes tweaked, kid. Like try another way, So was there anything like that or no?
Not really. I was just very nervous. Like I was very quiet, short
tell.
answers, But
Yeah. You take a little bit to warm up. I remember like first meeting you and it was like not pulling teeth, but then like when you got comfortable with me, you were like, hey Jay, what's going on? You were like, yeah, I can tell it takes a little bit to warm up. And I think that's part of the interview process, right? Like you're in the business of talking to people. So they want to know, can this person get in a room in front of people that they don't know and speak and be assertive? And that's all what the interview process is about. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit, right? So now you finish the interview, right? And it's wait.
Yes. It's a waiting game.
Right? You get the call. Tell me what you felt like when you got that call. Where were you? Do you remember where you were? Because I know where I was.
I'll tell you, from now to when I got the interview, a lot of it's a blur because all the mixed emotions you get.
Yes.
You're nervous, you're excited, you're scared, and now you're starting something new, a new chapter. And I was a little like unsure because I'll say with you saying like it's a waiting game, I was at a point where I was like, do I want to continue waiting? Do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want to find something else to do? And I got that call and like my heart dropped.
Same here.
So I'll say I was very excited. Don't remember where I was. I do remember instantly calling my parents and calling my closest friends and everyone screaming over the phone.
Really?
Excited, happy for me. And then even some of my friends threw me a party. Surprise party, actually. So it was great. It was great.
I love that. Tiff?
I remember Detective Altamira called me at my previous job, and she was like, "Oh, can you swing by this day at this time? And you need to just pick up something." And she was like, "I'll explain it more." So I called my mom, and my mom was like, "You probably got it, Tiff." And I'm like, "No." I'm like, she didn't officially tell me. So then that day when she asked me to go meet her, she gave me the folder. I look at the cover letter in the folder. I'm like. So I just run out. I call my mom. I'm like, she's like, oh my God, I'm not even there. She was on vacation.
Okay.
Always on vacation. But I was just like,
it's true.
I was just like, it felt like an outer body experience. Like, I'm like, oh, it's real. It's real.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I think that's dope that you could share that with your mom. With your mom being on a job, I think that's awesome for a daughter to share that with her mom. I think that's awesome. Like my dad was on a job, right? And I remember when I became a police officer, I was like my dad's this like machismo Hispanic guy who don't really hug me, and and he's like, son, I love you, and I'm proud of you. So I thought that was like a dope thing for me to experience, and I'm happy you got to experience that with your mom. Veronica, what about you?
I think I got the call when I was at my job, and they told me to come in the next day. My dad dropped me off. He was waiting outside. Come out, had the red folder, and I said, I got the job. He was very excited.
I see the smile.
Called my mom. She was very excited for me. And I think we just did a little celebration before we started the academy.
Yeah, I remember I went to City Island when I got the call. Not for this job, but when I got the call for NYPD. I went to City Island, went to JP's. I remember exactly what I had to eat. I had stuffed filet of sole. And then I got some sorbet for dessert. That was probably one of the greatest days of my life was becoming a police officer. Twofold, right? Because like when I got hired in NYPD, I was on the grounds of I was floor level at Madison Square Garden, and there was no other time I'm ever going to be ground level at at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, right? So I'm down there, and it's like my graduating class was 2,300 of us. So it was just a sea of blue, and I've never felt more proud in my life. And I remember walking out and looking up, and I can see my parents, my brother, my family was there, and it was such a bone-chilling experience, right? And then, I remember when we got out, right? And so there in the city, you get detailed to work Times Square, New Year's Eve. I got lucky. They didn't pick my company, so I didn't have to work New Year's Eve. So my first year as a police officer, I didn't work New Year's Eve. I was off. I was home, warm and cuddly with a cup of hot cocoa. All my friends were out there freezing. And so forever grateful for that job. And, but I knew it was time to leave, and I came here. So my next question is Academy. Day one. Everybody knows that is the Day of Atonement, right? You get in there, there's people yelling at you, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Tell us a little bit about day one in the Academy.
I'm going to say I kind of blacked some of that out.
Really?
Pushed behind. Most
people do.
It was a stressful day.
Yeah.
Interesting to say the least.
Let me ask you a question. After day one, did you question your decision on becoming a police officer?
No.
Okay, good. Some people do, and it's natural. What about you, Tiff? Did you go in there and be like, I don't know about that. I don't know if this is for me.
I will say, some people may have cheated, and we found a YouTube video.
Oh.
Of the Westchester County Academy and the first day. So I knew it was gonna be chaos. But just actually living it, I remember us being in front of our cars and then just hearing a whole bunch of cars coming up and hearing people screaming.
Shock and awe. That's what they do. Yep.
And smoke bombs and then running to the front of the building. And then Detective Payne came out of the smoke and was like, "Who told you to come here?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in Afghanistan." I was like, "Oh, it's war."
I love how you explain that, because you kind of painted the picture of it. And that's all just to get you ready for what you're going to get out there in the streets, man. You prepare yourself for, the unpredictable. Is there anything that you remember, Veronica, about day one? Did you question your decision making when you got there?
I didn't question it, but I do remember it.
I think everybody's a little scarred from day one, huh?
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah.
I remember looking across another department that were there, and we're just waiting. And at 8 o'clock, I think it was at 8 o'clock, I think I heard a shotgun. I got scared. They told us to run, grab our bags.
Oh, wow.
Run to one end, run to the front of the building, run back, going back and forth. But it was very, very scary a little bit.
Okay. So day one, shock and awe, right? And the Academy, at some point, you get into a rhythm, right?
Yeah.
When did that set in? When were you like, okay, cool, I think I know, I'm good now? Because I know it takes a couple of weeks to get settled. Because I know for me, it was around month. It was halfway through, I'm not going to lie. It was probably month 3. I was like, okay, cool. I'm in it for the long haul. I get it. I understand. There's going to be people, yelling at me. I got to make sure that when it's inspection time, my boots are shined, my pants are creased, and my gig line is straight. At what point did you get settled and then really get into a groove? Because I know for some people it's different.
I want to say probably maybe at the halfway part.
Yeah. Must have, yeah.
It all was very slow in the beginning for the first few weeks, like you said. And then next thing I noticed, I was like, oh, we're halfway through it. Okay. We're here.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yep.
We're doing it. Kept going. I'll say, if it weren't for these two.
So this is the next thing I'm going to get into. Same thing for you, 3 months, or was it a little bit early, a little bit later?
I want to say in the middle, but I feel for the most part, a lot of the people were old enough, so we were mature. We kind of knew what we couldn't do. I just feel there was just some people I was you know what? Every day I'm going to get ready to get smoked. Every day I'm prepared to get smoked. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to just expect the unexpected.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, right? How old are you?
27.
How old are you?
34.
How old are you?
25.
All right. So you being one of the older ones, how was that? Because I know when I went to the Academy, I was 22 years old when I was in the Academy. And I remember just being young, dumb, and just not caring about anything. Do you have a different perspective as being one of the older people in the class, or did that not even matter?
I don't think it mattered. I don't think it stuck out, because I feel we all treated each other the same. We all looked out for each other the same, even though maybe there are some times where Lisa used to joke Oh my gosh, she's my mom.
She was the mama bear of the group.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like for the most part, like we were equal. Like it didn't matter what age, who's this, that, and the third. I feel like we were all going through the same thing together. So it
I
didn't.
think that's so dope. There was definitely a divide when I was in, because I was like super young, and I remember there was like an older dude, and at that point in my life, right, I'm 22 years old, and there's a 30-something-year-old dude talking to me. I'm like, hey, don't talk to me, old man. Like, I got this, right? But hindsight 2020, right? You know, as I gotten older, there isn't much of a difference, right? And you learn how to lean on one another, and you build this camaraderie and this love, right? And this is the next thing I want to get into. The first thing that I noticed when I met you guys, that you guys have a great friendship, and I love it because I know it was built in the four walls of that academy,
Yeah.
right? And tell me, when did that friendship start? Because like I have a kid that I went to the academy. We're friends to this day. It is 20 years later. We're still friends. 21 years later, and we're still friends. When did you guys start to build that
I'll
bond?
say it started actually right before the academy. So like before we go to the academy, we have a week here at headquarters, just kind of telling us what we need, getting our uniform stuff, all that fun stuff before.
All that fun stuff. Yeah.
We all were kind of waiting together, and we finally just started talking, just us three, and we were like, oh, we're the girls.
Oh yeah.
We're the girls.
I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
And it was just like an instant click. Like you guys were just like,
I mean, I think the very first day we were all very scared. Like we're waiting downstairs, every single person still dressed up, and we're
I remember
nervous.
seeing you guys too. It's funny.
We were all nervous. And then finally we get inside the classroom. We did whatever for like the first few hours. I think it was our first break. We started to actually exchange words because everyone was so nervous. And then it instantly just clicked.
I love it. I love the fact that you guys are friends and you guys met, you know, here, right? And this is a friendship you guys are going to have for the rest of your life. Trust me when I say that. I've met some great people on this job, and people that I probably wouldn't have met if I wasn't on this job. And I'm always forever grateful for that. One question I wanted to ask, right, is like, what was the hardest part of the academy for you, right? Where you were like, damn, man, like, I hate this.
I mean, I enjoyed the exercising, but there were days where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a lot. I will say probably firearms, because I've never handled a gun prior to the academy.
That's usually people's answers.
Yeah. It's a stressful situation. I mean, the instructors that taught it and that were there that helped you out are great, but it's still kind of stressful because you're all next to each other. You're all listening to one person say commands. So I will say firearms for sure.
Okay. Tiff?
Same. I was like, who wants to shoot for 2 weeks?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
Veronica, same thing? Firearms?
I think firearms. After day one, doing 8 hours.
You missed your thumbs up loading up the
Yeah.
magazines. Everybody gets jacked up thumbs from loading up
Oh,
magazines. Yeah, that's usually like the go-to answer, right? It's like firearms. It's stressful because if you've never shot in a firearm before, you know, getting rounds downrange, sight picture, sight alignment, trigger squeeze, it is difficult. I know it is, right? And it's not something that's like natural, right? If you didn't grow up hunting or anything like that, right? Then so like, what do you know about a gun, right? So you're out there, you're letting rounds go, and then you're like looking at the paper, right? And you're letting a round go, and it's like, where's the hole in the paper?
Yeah.
Right? And then now they're kind of breaking down the deficiencies in like your grip, or like there's too much finger on the trigger, you're slapping the trigger, you're not letting it, you know, reset, and so on and so forth.
Or even like looking over the sight.
Looking over the sight. Yeah, that's one of the worst things you could do is shoot and then just look over to see where you're around one, and then, because now you're just, it's like anything else, right? It's like shooting free throws, right? You know, you have to do the same thing all the time and then kind of get that same rhythm. And once you get that rhythm, it then becomes second nature. And so I know that firearms is a daunting part of the academy process, right? So let's fast forward just a little bit, right? You guys get through everything, and then they tell you, all right, you got like a week, 2 weeks left, and then you go to the academy. No, then you go to your respective commands. I'm sorry. Tell me the feels when you find out, like, all right, we're done. We did everything that we needed to do, and we're getting ready to go out there and do it for real. I know the nerves were going, because the nerves were going for me when I got out, and my I'm forever scarred from my situation when I came out because I was on the footballs for like the first like 6 to 8 months of my career, and they literally handed me a map, right? And that's how old I am. A map, right? Yeah, a map and a radio, and said, "Go find your post, kid." Legit. So tell me what you felt like when you were like, all right, you're going to White Plains, you're going to be out on the street. I want to know all the feels.
Definitely nerve-wracking. The one good part with White Plains is before you go out on the road, you're inside for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning their policies, their procedures, and how they kind of operate. So it was still a little bit of it was kind of nice because you were in the academy for what, like 6 months?
Yep.
So you're in the academy, you graduate, you have a few days off, and then you're right back to it. So it was nice to be able to kind of sit down and breathe, take it in, because it's a lot. It all comes at you real fast. So
I love that answer. Tiff?
I feel the same way. I mean, I definitely was sad too that I wasn't gonna see a lot of the people that we made friends with, from different departments.
Yeah.
But I was happy because I was like, I got my girl. So I'm like, no matter what happens, like I have my girls, and I feel like our group for White Plains was actually like a pretty
You guys had a very good group.
Like I see some of the guys sometimes, and I'm like, what's up? Like, so I feel like we definitely made good bonds, and
Awesome.
that helped the transitioning, being on the road now.
Veronica?
I think it was good. I think like the first day after we graduated the academy, going back to headquarters and stuff, we were kind of scared that we were going to be late and getting smoked. But our instructor was like, it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I think like our little group that we have, all White Plains, we help each other. Good, like she said, good bonds and stuff.
So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit. First day out on the road. Ooh, just walk us through that, right? Like, what did you feel? And is there anything that you remember from being on the road officially as a police officer? Oh, and I got to ask this, right? Before we even get into that,
Okay.
when you put these blues on, did you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I made it. I did it.
Yeah.
Because to go from the grays to the blues is such a big thing, right? I know I took a selfie for sure, right?
say that. I
I
took
took a
a picture.
selfie. Yeah, I took a selfie. I had to. But I mean, first day on the road to me was wild because like I was out there on the footballs by myself.
Yeah.
And I did not know what to do. And I'm like out there looking for crime, but I'm like, what am I looking for? So just kind of give us like day one. Is there anything that you remember? You don't have to even get into specifics, but like just day one out there, what did you feel? Were you super nervous? Were you confident in a sense that like, yeah, I got it. I know what I'm doing.
I was definitely nervous because, we have a field training officer. And I was like, okay, I want to make a good impression on him or her. I didn't even know who I had at the time. Finally met him and instantly was like, oh, it's not the academy. I could breathe. Take a step back,
Yep.
breathe, and realize like he's super nice, super knowledgeable, helps out. Any random question at any point in my day, I could ask and he would have an answer. And if he didn't, he would look it up or ask someone who knew the answer.
Awesome.
So it was good. My first day was kind of funny because like there were times where we were doing certain details. Like we went to the school for a drill. Then we had to help out something in dispatch. And then we did a lot of medical aids. And I was like, kind of like,
A lot of 80s.
I left EMS to become a cop. Now I'm still doing more EMS, but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. After the first day, at least was kind of like smooth.
Okay. Tiff?
The first day I was definitely nervous. This is someone that is in the same department with me, but I don't really know you yet. So I also felt like I want to make a good impression. I want to make sure that I am using all the tools and all the skills I've learned while in burpee school.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
That's our in-house training. We call it Burpee School.
yeah. So I'm
Named
just
after
like,
Captain Burpee, who has retired.
but then I'm just like, how much of my personality can I also show with this new person that I don't know? So it was like a bunch of things in my head, and then I just was like, oh my God, I'm on eggshells. But after a couple days and, going through the motions and being with him, I was like, okay, I'm good. And I have a partner, at least for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Veronica, you?
I grew up in White Plains all my life, so I felt like very comfortable in my planes.
Okay, like so, like just driving around, you're like, all right, I know this area.
Main streets, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Side streets.
Yeah, there's some roads. I've been here 19
like-
years. There's some roads I still haven't been down in this city. It's a very big city. Very daunting on the south end of the city, especially because you can make a left and a right, and you'll be in another town. You can be in like Harrison. You can be in Scarsdale. It's a little tricky out there.
But my FTO, she was great. She was very knowledgeable. Like she said, like I could ask any questions, and if I did have any questions about any case or any like calls that we had, she would answer them.
Okay.
And stuff. But
so far, how long have you guys been out so far? Like on the road, actively doing things?
Like by yourself or with our FTO?
No, by yourselves.
it's
2 weeks?
2 weeks, right? So you're 2 weeks on your own. How long were you with your FTOs?
2 months, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Now, the reason
We
why,
had 2 FTOs.
yeah, because I know they kind of cycle you guys through, right? Now that you're out on your own, I gotta ask this question, right? Do you know what kind of police officer you want to be, right? Do you have an idea as to, maybe what avenue you want to take after you get off patrol, or do you want to be a patrol person and stay here forever and just, work a sector, or do you want to be ESU? Do you want to be a detective? Do you want to be in traffic? Do you kind of have an idea as to, where you want to go in your career with 2 weeks on the road?
Not really. So I went in the academy thinking like, oh, I want to go down the line of becoming a detective, then going into narcotics or something like along those lines.
That was the same way. Yep.
And then being with my FTO, I was like, okay, there's a lot of different options. By myself, I'm still like, there's a lot to learn before I even want to like pick something in maybe 3, 4, 5 years to do. I want to get some time down and like look at every different like chapter that could be opened.
I like that answer. Great answer, Lisa. Wow. All right. I'm impressed, actually. Tiff, hit me with it.
I want to be Cassie. Like, I know
man, I love
that's
that.
what I want. That's what I wanted when I first started. So that's definitely where I'm still at.
Now, let me ask you a question, right? Is that rooted in your mom, or is that like you just kind of saw it and was like, I think I could be really good doing this?
So definitely my mom, because she is definitely a big, like, she's my role model. So definitely my mom. But then also Olivia Benson.
Hey, let's go. I love it.
So yeah,
That's
two
awesome.
powerful women,
I love it.
fictional and real life.
I love it, man. I love the fact that, your mom is like a huge motivator in your life. And I love that you bring that up. Like I said, I worked with her for a decent amount of time, and, she's a great cop. And it's a good reference point for you, right? It kind of gives you, she's like the compass, right? She can kind of give you like a little bit of direction because you have an example that, she set for you. So I thought that was so dope that you brought that up. Because when you said Cassie, it just like bling, it kind of, popped into my head. Veronica, how about you? Do you know like what you're gonna, what avenue you're gonna take or what?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
I don't know. I still need to.
You still got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I just, the reason why I asked this question is because I came in with this preconceived notion that I was gonna like, I'm gonna be this patrol cop, and then I'm gonna get into a proactive unit, and then I'm gonna be a narcotics detective, and then I'm gonna be ESU, right? And my career did not go that way. It went in such a different direction, ultimately getting me to where I dreamt I would be, right? I always wanted to be a detective. As a kid, I would take oak tag, right, and I would fold it into a wallet. I would, scribble outside, make it black, and I had a shield and an ID. And I wanted to be a detective, and I knew that somehow, some way, I was going to become a detective. And I remember getting here and figuring out like, oh, okay, cool. Like, well, this is what I got to do to get off of patrol. Then I got to go to NCU, what NIU used to be NCU, which was our like proactive, unit. We would do like a lot of quality of life stuff, or if there's any kind of crime patterns, they would throw us in areas, and we would make arrests, and we were very proactive. And then the pendulum started to swing a little bit, and I wanted to do the tactical stuff. So in 2010, I went to SWAT school and became a SWAT cop, and I fell in love with being on the truck. But then I realized that I don't know if there was room for me to become a detective, right? So I was like, damn, I kind of lost hope a little bit. And then I got a little bit of hope because like back then, no one left the truck. If you got on the truck, that's where you stayed. And shout out to Mike Dawson, because Mike Dawson was the first guy I saw leave and become a detective. And I was like, maybe there is hope that I could become a detective. And then the Post 3 thing kind of opened itself up and I was able to get there. So I always ask because, you know, a lot of us have these dreams and these notions. I know you guys are still fairly new, but sometimes the career kind of, you know, takes that vision away from you. Kind of it muddies the water. And so we end up kind of losing direction. So the one thing I want to tell you guys is that do not lose that direction. If there's something that you want to do, regardless of what happens in your career, always stay the course. Always. Because you can manifest exactly where you want to be, but you also have to do the work, but you also can't be fazed by whatever obstacles coming your way. So just keep that in mind. So whenever you decide whatever it is that you want to be, just remember Jumpman said that. Okay. Oh man, I love this interview. It's so good. So I like to lighten up the interview just a little bit, right? I'm going to ask 5 random quick questions, right? And it's just to get the listeners to know a little bit more about who you are as people. Because part of this show is humanizing the badge and making people realize that, you know, beneath this blue uniform, there's a heart, there's a soul, there's a spirit, there's a person that actually, you know, does the same things that everybody else does. All right. So first question. Favorite Disney movie? Hit me with it.
Lion King.
Lion King?
Yep.
It's mine too. I like that. Good answer. Tiff?
I'm not too sure.
Oh, come on.
You don't have a favorite
There's
Disney
so many
movie?
Disney movies.
Stop
The
it.
Goofy movie.
The Goofy movie?
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yes.
The
It is a
classic.
good movie. It is a good movie. Veronica, your eyes lit up when I said that.
I think Mulan.
Mulan, huh? You're the second person to say Mulan. All right, cool. All right. 2, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Pepsi.
Coke.
Really? I'm a Pepsi guy. But I got to be like fountain soda.
Okay.
That's the best.
Oh, man. All the
Crispy.
carbonation get you.
And
All
the
right.
syrup.
Yes, right? Okay. See? All right. All right. Now, so this is a new one, right? Chips Ahoy or Oreos? Come on. Come on. Chips Ahoy or Oreos?
Ooh, I switch a lot. Chips Ahoy.
Oh, wait. The soft, chewy?
No. The originals.
Original. So she wants a little crunch. You?
Oreos.
Oreos. You?
Like I flipped too, I think.
Don't disappoint me, Veronica. Come on.
I don't know. I think
Don't disappoint me. Come on.
Oreos.
Oreos. That's right.
Dunkin' and milk.
I'm going double stuff Oreos.
But you could also some Chips Ahoy in milk. That's the best thing to do.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Only the chewy, the red pack of Chips Ahoy is good. The
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Chewy. Yeah, that's right. That's why I asked you. I was good. You know what?
Crunch.
I would have. You would have saved yourself if you went with the chewy, but you didn't go with the chewy.
All right.
All right. Favorite movie. All right. Non-Disney. Right. I need it. Let's go. I need to hear this. I have mine.
Bad Boys.
Really?
That movie.
Bad Boys. What you gonna do? I like that answer. Bad Boys. Okay. You. Let me hear this.
Grease.
Grease. Really? I would not expect
The
Grease.
first one. The second one.
The second one doesn't even count. Grease is a classic. Grease is a classic. 2, I get so upset, right? Because you mess up a
both.
classic
Yes.
when you mess with the original. Can't do it. I like that answer though. Grease is great. Veronica, what do you got for me?
I think like all the John Wick movies.
John Wick.
All the action, you know.
Okay. All right. I liked it. This is great. You guys got some great answers. All right. Last question. Pancakes or waffles?
I only like banana pancakes.
Banana pancakes. I like that. I like that answer. Banana pancakes. What do you got?
Pancakes.
Pancakes? What about you, Veronica? Pancakes. All right. It's a landslide here. Okay. All right. So I usually like to close out the interview with a gem that we give to the audience, right? And the gem could be something that, you know, you can give to the public, and something that can help them. So like with you guys, right? You guys just came out of the academy. You guys are on the road. So what gem would you give to somebody who's looking to become an aspiring police officer?
Definitely the patience. This
Great
takes a while.
Great
You
one. I
can
like
take exams, as many, just so you can get the knowledge of the written test,
Mhm.
and just have patience.
Patience.
That's all I can say.
Patience is a virtue. Tiff?
I want to say not giving up. Like if law enforcement is something you want to do, it doesn't matter like how old you are, where you are in life. Like if you want it, you go get it. And you're like, whatever you put into it, you're going to get it. So just don't give up. Like that's your goal. That's what you want to do with your life. Just work hard and, just make sure you don't get easily swayed. If it's really something you want, you don't give up on it.
I love that answer. Veronica?
I would say have an open mind, taking in all the information. If you're talking to a civilian and they're giving you stuff, you need to just take it all in and have an open mind.
That's such a great answer. We got such great cops. I love this. Listen, first and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for sitting down with me. I know this is not easy to get in front of a camera and have a conversation, but I think you guys did really, really well. You guys are doing really well on the road too. I see you guys out there. I love what you're doing out there. Continue to do the good work that you're doing and representing this great city in the way that you do. And I just want to say I'm super proud of you guys because I know this is not easy to kind of get up here and get in front and talk about the experience of becoming a police officer and kind of going through the motions and going through the process. So thank you for sitting down with me. To our audience, please like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are the first podcast that's affiliated with the public safety department, period. There's no one else doing what we're doing right now. So if you can, please share this. It helps us reach a bigger demographic. So if you can, like I said, like, share, subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. And last but not least, I want to thank Commissioner Wade Hardy for even coming up with this concept and allowing me to moderate these conversations. We have some great police officers in the city, and I get to sit down and have conversations with some of the best police officers that I know. So with that being said, I want you guys to have a blessed and productive one and tune into our next episode. And we are out. See ya.